So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're gonna take a quick look at the Mausolon, the weapon that is used by the Void Rig Necramech. Now because of this, the only way to get the Mausolon, as far as I know anyway, is to build the Void Rig Necramech, which will come with the Mausolon pre-installed, and you can then use it on your Archwing or even in Atmosphere, because it also comes with a pre-installed Gravimag, or at least it did for me. Now the Mausolon is MR14 and it does 120 damage per shot, 50 is heat, 46 is puncture, and 24 is impact. But it will also splash 48 heat damage in an area of 1.8 meters. It also comes with a solid 30% crit chance, an above average 2.2 times crit multiplier, a fire rate of 8.33 rounds per second, which is pretty solid, a 300 round magazine, a 4-second reload or recharge, and 26% status chance. But that's not everything, because the Mausolon also has a secondary fire that's charged up by killing enemies with a primary fire. And this one, oh boy, this one does 1000 damage with the shot, 500 is heat, 400 is puncture, and 100 is impact, and it splashes 3000 heat damage in an area of 8 meters. Plus it has 50% crit chance, a 3.5 times crit multiplier, and 50% status chance. And by the way, in order to charge the secondary fire, you need to kill at least 5 enemies with a primary fire. Now the build I ended up using is pretty straightforward. It only requires one Forma, which is a V, and it's running primed rubido-lined barrel for the damage, dual rounds for multi-shot, parallax scope for crit chance, howled bullets for crit damage, critical focus for even more crit chance and damage when aiming down sights. Then we have magma chamber for heat and status, and contamination casing and charged bullets for corrosive and status. However, this is just for Gravimag and Necramech usage. If you want to go into Archwing, or you want to fight the Profitaker, or you even want to fight other Necramechs in the isolation vaults, you want to go with radiation and cold instead. Now the Mausolon is just stupid. I mean, the fire rate, the damage, the status, the crit, and the secondary fire, kaboom. I mean, this weapon is just dumb. And that was the Grenier, which have quite a bit of armor to begin with, so let's try the Infestation, which doesn't have any armor. Poor guys. Here comes the secondary fire, kabam, that's 1,000,000 damage. And finally we have the Corpus, where I didn't even switch into the proper elements, I just ran corrosive and heat because the weapon just doesn't care, unless there is a shield drone that's constantly resetting their shield gate. So let's try the secondary fire as well, and they're dead. What a surprise. And by the way, I wasn't kidding when I said the weapon just doesn't care. I accidentally jumped into the wrong steel path mission while recording, so I ended up in a Corpus mission with corrosive and heat, and the weapon still pushed through it. And while it was a little bit slow, it was steel paths. I was still impressed. Next on the menu we have the Profitaker, where you generally don't want to use hybrid weapons because the Profitaker is immune to status, so we want to go for a big crit weapon instead, so you can do as much damage as fast as possible. And while the Mausolon was definitely not the fastest for killing the Profitaker, it was up there with some of the best arc guns that you can use for this. And that is seriously, like seriously impressive, considering it's a hybrid build. I don't have any damage multiplication because I'm on Inaros, and I'm not running fire rate. This thing is just disgusting. And the goodness doesn't stop there, because it's also ridiculous for Archwing. This is a steel path Archwing mission, and it is absolutely tearing through the fighters. So the weapon is really good when you're just faffing around with it. With a Gravimag, it is really damn impressive for the Profitaker. It shreds through fighters in Archwing missions, even in steel path, and it is probably my favorite weapon to use on the Necramech as well. This weapon is just ridiculous. It is so ridiculous, in fact, that even if you don't care about the Necramech and you will never use it, you should still build it just to get the Mausolon. That's how ridiculous this weapon is. I mean, even if you don't have the Necramech yet, you still got a taste of what the Mausolon is during the intro sequence to Heart of Deimos, where you play with the Necramech. That's the unmodded version, and it still tears things up. Now imagine it having a full build. And it's not just the damage, because you know I'm not just about damage. The weapon also sounds and feels great. So it's a really fun and awesome gun with a ridiculously good performance. So just go and get it. There's nothing else to say. Just go and build the Necramech so you can get the gun. And that is pretty much it for the video. So I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.